Why do we travel? In my case, I do it to see the world's most famous landmarks, kinda like millions of other people. Is what I would say if I wasn't a gremlin sitting at home. However, even though these places see millions of visitors each year, there are still parts of them that remain unseen and can only be accessed by a few privileged people. That is, if they can be accessed at all. Number 1, for example, is a place hidden in plain sight, but nearly all people don't know that it's there. Find out where it is as I bring you to 10 secret hidden places. Number 10. Track 61. Think of it as platform 9 3/4 of Harry Potter lore, but in real life. But instead of hiding it in something really obvious like a railway station, this one is hidden in a hotel. The Waldorf Astoria is deemed one of the most luxurious hotels in New York. While many more modern hotels have since been opened over the ensuing years, it has continued to play host to every sitting US president from Hoover to Trump. However, people might be unaware that there is a secret train station located below the hotel, as the hidden platform was built to help President Franklin D. Roosevelt to inconspicuously travel from the presidential suite to his childhood home in Hyde Park. Track 61 was an integral mode of transportation during World War II, as the president's private railway car could pull up inside the station and he could take an elevator to gain direct access to the hotel. It is also believed that FDR used the train to hide his paralysis from the public. The platform remains in use today, and it can be reached within minutes from JFK Airport. The Secret Service has been sworn to secrecy regarding some of its features. While the platform is still in working order, FDR's custom locomotive now sits abandoned under the hotel. Number 9. Da Vinci's Secret Hatch. Travelers are welcomed into Rome with a massive statue of Leonardo da Vinci located at Fiumicino Leonardo da Vinci Airport. Yet there is more to the structure than you might realize at first glance. Despite the 60-foot bronze statue being unveiled in 1960, a secret hatch located halfway up the structure was not found until it was renovated in 2006. Workers found 2 parchments inside the statue. One parchment detailed the area's history in classic Latin, while the other listed the attendees from the opening ceremony. Leonardo da Vinci has always been linked to many mysteries and conspiracy theories, but this time, this hidden compartment inside the statue wasn't his doing. It is believed both the hatch and parchments were the brainchild of Asen Paikov, the Bulgarian artist who won the competition to design the work of art, but of course, that is just pure speculation. Number 8. The Cave of the Evil Spirit. Niagara Falls is the umbrella name of the 3 waterfalls located along the international border between the state of New York and the province of Ontario. And if you find that surprising, you'll be happy to know that I only found that out while researching this list. Anyway, located a stone's throw away from Niagara Falls is Devil's Hole State Park, which many people visit to experience the beauty of the waterfalls. There's a hidden cave inside the park that was given the nickname the Cave of the Evil Spirit by the Seneca due to their belief that an evil spirit was trapped inside. It was believed that only warriors who were ready to go for battle would enter the cave. The Devil's Hole Massacre was a battle that took place between the Seneca and British soldiers in 1763. After the Seneca won the battle, they warned the British of the cave to prevent them from trespassing on the land. There is also a superstition that anyone who steals a rock from the cave will experience bad luck. Number 7. The underground tunnels of the Colosseum. On average, the Roman Colosseum welcomes around 4 million tourists every year. Most of them visit the landmark to view the Flavian Amphitheater, which dates back to AD 80. Yet what many people don't realize is that there is a network of underground tunnels below street level called the Hypogeum, which were used to house various animals such as lions and bears. These creatures were then lifted into the gladiator arena via a pulley. The maze was hailed as a superb archaeological discovery when it was initially uncovered. The Hypogeum is now exposed and open to the public, but tours are limited to a maximum of 25 people each time. Archaeologists have, however, criticized the tours as they believe they could put the structures at risk. Number 6. Club 33. Disneyland was built to be a place for kids. Naturally, you won't find a single drop of alcohol in that place, unless you step inside the hidden and one of the most exclusive places in the world, Club 33. It would be very easy to walk past the club, as it sits behind an unmarked door in New Orleans Square. It was originally created as a place for Walt Disney to entertain his guests and business associates. Unfortunately, he didn't live to see the club officially opened as he died about 5 months before it officially opened. Entry into Club 33 is a members-only exclusive, but when you do get in, the inside offers a very different world of the magical world outside. Inside is both a restaurant and jazz lounge, known as Le Salon Nouveau, as well as access to the 1901 Lounge and California Adventure. However, membership does not come cheap. Depending on the level of membership, the initiation fee reportedly costs between $25,000 and $100,000. This is then followed by a $12,500 to $30,000 annual fee. Despite the exuberant fees, it's said that Club 33's waiting list is years long, so even if you have the money, you're gonna have to wait in line. Number 5. The Room in Lincoln's Forehead. Mount Rushmore is easily one of the most well-known landmarks in the United States. Who can forget saying the humongous stone heads of arguably the most famous presidents in U.S. history? George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln. And yet, many people simply don't know that behind the chiseled sculpture of Abraham Lincoln is a hidden room, which is known as the Hall of Records. The secret room is right behind Lincoln's forehead, and it contains text from some of America's most important and historical documents. The designer of the famous political monument, Gutzon Borglum, originally wanted the room to serve as a vault for a selection of U.S. documents. In fact, his vision was to install an 800-foot stairway that would lead to a grand hall, which would then measure 80 feet by 100 feet and would be directly behind the U.S. president's sculpted faces. Inside the hall would be busts of great Americans from history, as well as a list of U.S. contributions to industry, science, and the arts. Tragically, Borglum's vision was halted due to his death in 1941. However, in 1998, monument officials chose to make Borglum's dream a reality by maintaining records from American history in its secret hall. Number 4. The 103rd Floor. The Empire State Building has been a tourist favorite for almost a century, as visitors have been enjoying looking at the New York skyline since 1931. While most people can view the city from the observation deck on the 86th floor and the top deck on the 102nd floor, you might be surprised to find out that some visitors can experience an even better, more exclusive view on the private 103rd floor. The secret deck offers only a knee-high ledge with a low railing, and visitors need to take a series of escalators to reach it. The elevator ride alone will be a unique experience, as visitors will pass the inner workings of the building, not usually open to public eyes, on their journey up to the secret floor. It is an experience often only offered to VIP guests, such as celebrities and dignitaries. For example, Taylor Swift had the pleasure of experiencing the VIP observation deck back in 2014. Number 3. The Hidden Police Station. Located rather surreptitiously at the southeast corner of Trafalgar Square is a rather peculiar and often overlooked and quite hidden world record holder, Britain's smallest police station. Apparently, this tiny box can accommodate up to 2 prisoners at a time, although its main purpose was to hold a single police officer. Built in 1926 so that the Metropolitan Police could keep an eye on the more troublesome demonstrators, the story behind its construction is also a rather big secret. At the end of World War I, a temporary police box just outside of the Trafalgar Square tube station was due to be renovated and made more permanent. However, due to public objections, this was scrapped and instead it was decided to build a less objectionable police box. The venue? Inside an ornamental light fitting. Once the light fitting was hollowed out, it was then installed with a set of narrow windows in order to provide a view across the main square. Also installed was a direct phone line back to Scotland Yard in case reinforcements were needed in times of trouble. In fact, whenever the police phone was picked up, the ornamental light fitting at the top of the box started to flash, alerting any nearby officers on duty that trouble was near. Now it's time for today's best pick. Today's pick involves one of the world's most famous and in turn most visited tourist spots in the world. That's why I found it so surprising that something had remained hidden here for so long. Find out what it is next with number 2. The Eiffel Tower's secret apartment. The Eiffel Tower is one of the most famous landmarks in the world, which is why the city of Paris welcomes millions of tourists every year. You might be surprised to learn that the historic landmark features a secret apartment. Those who are lucky enough to visit the top of the structure will not only be presented with the mesmerizing views of the French capital, but they might also enjoy a glimpse inside the secret apartment and office, which has only recently been opened to the public. Gustave Eiffel, the structure's engineer, built a private living space for himself inside the tower in 1889. He was the only one that had access to this hidden room throughout his lifetime. In fact, many partisans offered to rent the apartment even for just one night, but he always refused, wanting to keep the space all to himself and the occasional guest. Visitors can now finally take a step inside the private apartment, which has been restored to its original condition. They can also view mannequins of Gustav, his daughter, and Thomas Edison, who he regularly entertained at the place. Before we move on, do me a favor. My analytics show that only about 15% of you watching are actually subscribed. Come on guys, what's up with that? Can you guys please hit the subscribe button? You guys watch my videos every day anyway, so you might as well subscribe and keep up to date with every video we put out. Number 1. The Torch Room. I hate to sound repetitive, but I'm just stating a fact here. Millions of people visit the Statue of Liberty every year, with many tourists stepping inside the structure's crown to enjoy the beautiful views of New York City. But then again, many of these tourists might also be unaware that it's possible to climb higher within the statue. That is if you were born in the 1900s. Until June 30th, 1916, tourists were able to enter a room located inside the Statue of Liberty's torch, which offered breathtaking views of the city. However, access was denied to the public when the pier between Jersey City and Blacktop Island was blown up by German agents. Sadly, the explosion ripped through various buildings nearby and the statue itself was not spared. Debris from the explosion became embedded within the Statue of Liberty's arm, which made the route to the panoramic room very unsafe for the public. The arm was repaired, but to this day only National Park Service staff can enter the torch, and they must climb a narrow 40-foot ladder to gain access to the torch and maintain the floodlights. Would you like to visit any of these hidden places? Let us know in the comment section down below. Want to watch more videos about amazing places? Click on any of the videos you see on your screen. As always, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Later, everybody.